Hello, boys and girls. I just thought I'd have a little fireside chat with you guys about my time in Los Angeles. When I was in Los Angeles, I lived in the Valley, North Hollywood. I loved it there. It was beautiful. North Hollywood was a little bit different than living in the ghettos in South Central, which is where I lived when I first got there. So when I moved to North Hollywood, I thought, hey, things are going to be better. And they were. You know, I met a lot of nice people. I used to have to catch the bus from North Hollywood down into Hollywood, and then I'd catch the bus to down. Then I'd get another bus and catch it to downtown. And the bus that went downtown went on the expressway. If you took the bus that went during the streets, it took you about an hour to get downtown. The bus on the expressway took you about 20 minutes. So you shaved 40 minutes off the time to get downtown from North Hollywood to downtown. Because you had to go from North Hollywood to Hollywood and then from Hollywood to downtown. So it was 75 cents to catch the bus. But then you had to pay 35 cents extra if you wanted to catch that express bus. And so every now, I would always wait for the express bus, and I'd pay the extra 35 cents, to be able to go express to downtown. So one day I'm on this bus, I had caught this bus a few times. One day I'm on this bus, and the bus driver, he stops right before he goes onto the expressway, and he asks everybody if you have a transfer. And if you have a transfer, he says, do you have the blue ticket? You had to buy a little blue ticket for 35 cents. So he says, you have a little blue ticket. So I had bought mine. I gave him my little blue ticket, and anybody who didn't have the blue ticket, they would have to get off the bus and catch the slow bus that goes through the streets. So there was these two Mexican guys that were behind me, and he asked me for my ticket. I gave him mine. So he went and asked them for their ticket, and they didn't understand about paying for the little blue ticket to go express. So they were saying, I paid my fare. And he said, yeah, but you got to pay more. You got to pay 35 cents. And they didn't understand. He says, no speak English. So, he's telling them, well, you're going to have to get off the bus then. And he's going through this whole soliloquy, and I stood up, I said, excuse me, sir. They don't understand what you're talking about. Here, let me pay their fare for them. And I gave him the money. And he looked at me like he wanted to kill me. So I said, I didn't say nothing. He went back to the front of the bus and sat down in his seat. So I sat in my seat, and we're waiting to get on the expressway, and he's just sitting there. And everybody's like, yo, man, why are we sitting here? What are we waiting on? We need to get downtown. I got to go to work. I'm going to be late. He wasn't budging. He was just sitting there, and I looked up there, and it looked like he was looking at me, but I'm like, nah, he can't be looking at me. So, people started getting angry. They started cussing him out. You MF for this. Let's get the GD bus going, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they was cussing him out royally. He didn't budge. He just kept looking, like just a steady gaze, a stare, like he wanted to kill somebody. And I'm like, who he's looking at? So I leaned over and I said, yo, man, when we going to get this bus going? He jumped up and he said, you, get off my bus. I'm like, what? I'm talking to you. Get off my bus. I said, you talking to me? Yes, you. Get off my bus now. And I'm like, man, I ain't getting off the bus. I'm going downtown. And everybody else on the bus was like, yo, man, you can't be holding us up now. If you tell them you get off the bus, you need to get off the bus. And now they starting to cuss at me. So I'm like, all right, yo, you want me to get off the bus? I'll get off the bus. He sits back down. I go to the front of the bus and I try to talk to him like a man. He wasn't hearing none of it. Just get off my bus. I said, okay. I said, but wait a minute. I need one of those little blue tickets. So when the next bus comes, I can catch the next express bus downtown. I'm not giving you nothing. I'm like, what? Man, you owe me one of the blue tickets. Get off my bus. I said, okay. I acted like I was gonna get off the bus. And I reached over there, I snatched a whole bunch of them tickets, and he grabbed my hand, and we're struggling back and forth. And then he put his foot up and he kicked me off the bus, put his foot right in my chest, and kicked me off the bus. Blam, I fall to the ground. I'm like, oh no, man, I ain't having this. I get up, I ran back and slammed the door right in my face. Boom. And I'm like, boom, 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 let me back on this bus. He's getting on the horn and he's calling the police. Hey, send the police. This guy's trying to kill me. Trying to kill you, man. You kicked me. And he's, hurry, send everybody. I'm like, oh man, here we go. And I start banging on the door and I bust the window. And all of a sudden I heard, and I hear the police come. I'm like, oh shoot. I jumped up, I ran across the street to the Vaughn's grocery. They had a grocery store called Vaughn's. I ran to the Vaughn's grocery store and I'm looking out the window and I'm seeing all these policemen running back and forth looking for me. And I'm like, oh shoot, man, I'm in trouble. I mean, they had helicopters up above. It was like 20 police cars. It was crazy. And there was an old white lady standing next to me. She says, gee whiz, they must be looking for a bank robber or something with all those police. And I'm like, yeah, probably. And then I saw police coming towards the store. So I ran to the back of the store, found the bathroom. I went in the bathroom, went into the very last stall, got up on the toilet seat and stood up on the seat so that they couldn't see my feet from the door if they came in. And I'm in that stall and I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm like, wow, I'm scared to death. If they catch me in here, they're gonna whoop my butt. They're gonna do the Rodney King thing on me. So I'm waiting. So I'm scared. My heart beat like this. Inside, but my heart thumping. And I'm scared. I'm like, wow, what am I gonna do? So they didn't come. Every time somebody walked in the bathroom, I thought it was the police. But it wasn't. It was just somebody coming to use the bathroom. So after a while, I was like, wow, man, that's crazy. And I got down off the seat and I started walking towards the front of the store and I looked out and all the police cars was gone. I was like, okay. Now the reason I was scared is because I was on my way home one night and I saw the police doing the Rodney King thing on this dude in the alley. And it was like 6 police cars in a circle with their lights shining on this guy. And they were giving him the business. They were punching him, hitting him with their billy clubs, stomping on him. And it scared me so bad, I started running. I'm like, oh, shoot. And that's why I was running, because I thought, hey, man, I don't want that to happen to me. The very next day, after I saw that, I read the newspaper every day, and there was a newspaper article, a man found beaten to death in an alley. Possible gangland slaying. I'm like, yeah, the gang is the police. You know? So I didn't take the Lancashire bus anymore. I started taking the Magnolia bus. Magnolia bus, it doesn't go express downtown, so it takes me an hour to get downtown, you know. But I didn't care. I just didn't want to be bothered with that dude. So about 2 or 3 months later, I was like, I needed to get downtown in a hurry. So I figured I'm gonna catch the Lancashire bus. So I get on the Lancashire bus and I look at the bus driver, you know, I don't recognize him. You know, I go to the back and I sit down and I'm thinking, you know, man, that's not the dude. If I was, he probably would have said something. So I don't say nothing. We get to the same bus stop, right? There's a whole mess of police sitting there waiting. I'm like, oh, heck, that must really be that same bus driver. Police captain gets on the bus and walks back with about 6 other policemen. And I say, excuse me, sir, would you like to come with me? And I'm like, sure. So I get up, I get off the bus and I go stand and they make a circle around me and they say, so you want to attack this guy? I said, attack him for what? He said that you attacked him the last time you was on this bus and you tried to hurt him. I said, nah, man, that dude's lying to you. He put his foot in my chest and kicked me off the bus. All right? I never hit him. I never did anything to him. he just got scared because he's a punk. And so they laughed and it was like, you sure you don't want to do nothing to this guy? I said, nah, man, I don't even know this guy. I don't care nothing about him. They said, well, maybe you need to take a different bus. Don't take the Lancashire bus anymore. I said, yeah, I take the Magnolia bus. He said, yeah, well, you better go back to taking the Magnolia bus. Said, okay. Crazy, isn't it? I don't know if there's any moral to this story, but I mean, nothing's ever going to stop me from trying to help another person when I see that they're in distress. Okay? That's just me. And that's just my my little fireside chat for today. Okay? All right. Thank you, boys and girls. Love you all very much. And I'll be seeing you.